Hi everybody. Okay, I hope I can, if it falls, I'll fix it. Um, that's my brother and I, when my adopted brother. When I was 9, he was 12. That year, I had gotten raped by a family member, uh, my adopted grandfather, and a lot of other bad things happened to me in my life that year. I was my brother's protector until I found out he was a pedophile. Um, and he's had charges on him and he got out of them because he's Wallace William Killeen Jr. See the magician in the background? Um, right there. See that guy? What he's looking at? See what I'm looking at? I'm looking at a mason that's in front of me. That mason told us to smile. He abused my brother and I on a daily basis. They all did. So that was the year, my dear friends. My dear is a bad word, excuse me. My sweet friends. That was the year I started my war. And if you see the look on my face, it really hasn't changed any till now. You see the look on my brother's face? Yeah, that's what they breed. That's a full fledged given by one of their own to this family. The same as I was. They knew who I was. They bred me just for what they wanted me for, and it didn't work out too good for them. Because as you can see, that was the day right there that I decided that is the last time you are treating my brother like crap and getting away with it. And I'm looking at a guy that was near 300 pounds, 5'9", my same height, 300 pounds of solid muscle that ran a jackhammer and concrete. He was a mason, haha, get it? Concrete business, um, monster. So, yep, that was the year I started battling monsters. But 3 years later after that, I'll tell you, friend asked how I got my head injury. Um, wasn't the first one, but it was a bad one because I got hit in my head all the time. That was, if you don't leave a mark, the back of the head's pretty good. Um, I got hit in the head with a bat from a boy that I liked. And when I was that age, at 9, he had ran past me and pulled my ponytail. And my adoptive mom said he probably did it because he liked me. Well, I have my doubts about that, but I didn't really like him like that. I chased him down and I knocked him down, jumped on him, and was going to pound his head into the pavement, but God stopped me. So I just got up and went back in the schoolhouse. So I didn't know for 3 years this kid hated me and probably wanted me dead because he was one of them short people. And sometimes they get salty like that at tall girls. They really do. Well, I don't know. Maybe he ended up gay. His name's Billy Day. Well, anyway, so he was playing baseball with a friend of his and in the schoolyard, and I was playing jump rope with his sister. And this was during the summer. There was no teachers around or nothing like that. So um, I they were putting their baseballs and in the fence, in the holes in the fence. He had them stuck in there, and I was poking him out of there. I thought he'd come around to the other side of the fence and start picking on me, but I didn't know that it would be bad. He came around that side of the fence and hit me as hard as he could, and he was 12, so we're near adults at that time, and cracked my head open, and I literally died. And when I came to, after talking to God and becoming the warrior that you know today. Um, I walked home 9 blocks and they took me to get my head x-rayed. And I had a zipper in the back of my head that could have killed me during the x-ray. But, and I even got film of that. That's the crazy thing. So yeah, and I bled inside my head for probably almost 30 years because I had so many head injuries after that. But I'll tell you about some miracles. I'll tell you about some good stuff in a minute here. Let me light a cigarette. That's what I'm doing. I'm rolling cigarettes before I take my shower. So I thought I'd share a little bit of what made me what I am right now. So yeah, here's a good one. I was traveling down the interstate out in Montana, in between Cody, Wyoming, where I'd buy smoke or trade hash for smoke or vice versa or whatever. And so I was on my way back from Cody to Billings, and I was going about 80 miles an hour in my car, a Ford Fairlane, a 68 that I had just redone. I was 18 then, but I was 17 when I built my car. And so anyway, I'm zooming 80 miles an hour, just having a really, really good day. And all of a sudden, so yeah, I'm going about 80, and all of a sudden, I hit glare ice. And I spin around, spin around, spin around, and start going backwards 70 miles an hour. And God said to me, brake. And so I started easing on my brakes, and then I got it going back in drive again, and I was still going 70. Now, how freaky is that? Another time, well, I've been in many car accidents, but another time I was with a bunch of kids, and we were, well, I would say I probably had a little bit to smoke, and then there was some drinkers. I wasn't always a drinker, and sometimes I was, and I don't now, haven't for years, don't care. I might, I don't know. But anyway, back to the story. Bunch of us, partying around in a car. And we go flying off a cliff, and I'm got trees right in front of my face, and I think, oh God, and dude whips the wheel to the left because I'm thinking left, and we're back on the road, and we were off the cliff. There was, everybody's like, whoa, and that was truly a miracle. And let's see, another ones, like there was a lot of them, like the one where I was telling you where my ex caught me. I was throwing like a 40-pound rock off like a 4,000-foot cliff, and was out in midair with the rock. And I looked at him like, you don't want me dead. And well, he probably did, but not at that moment. And he grabbed me and got me back on the cliff. And um, lots of miracles. Let me see. I mean, God miracles. Like, but that one with the cliff, I could hear Satan driving the dude off the cliff, and I could hear God pulling us back on. And let me think of more God miracles. Well, yeah. I've had my head like pounded into the ground, pounded until it almost cracked. And I was up on top of a mountain and really couldn't do much except trying to defend myself at the time. And God protects me, though. He always does, one way or another. But let me think. More miracles. I know there's more car ones that were amazing. Oh, yeah, yeah. Here's one for you. A friend of mine, yeah, we were coming back from Cody again, and it was in Montana. So we're on this long stretch of interstate, and we're driving along in her car. She had a 442. And so, anyway, we're going along pretty fast, and it was a pretty big car for her and being kind of a little girl, but well, as you can see, I was blonde, so you know, till that year I changed my hair color with my mind. Well, anyway, and I'll show you more pictures, but this is true. This is all real. Okay, we're going along and she's driving and we go off the side of a mountain and I'm thinking, oh fuck, there were no trees, but so we're almost going sideways and I told her, step on it. And so she does, and I'm like, crank it to the left. And she does, and I go, don't let up on the gas. And she didn't, and we're back on the road. And she gets out and she's like all freaking out. And she's like, drive my car, drive my car. I go, your daddy bought you your car. You drive your own damn car. But she couldn't. She got in the back seat and she was just like a noodle. So I drove us back into Billings. But I don't know. God guides me like just like that, all the time. He's always with me. So I hope everybody's doing good. I had a pretty good day. It's raining pretty good out right now and the internet is down, so I thought I'd record this. I was gonna jump in the shower and then come back and talk about the world a little bit and um my thoughts on its construction. And oh yeah, let me think of more miracles here. I was listening to, well, you see all these people with their oh yeah, I'll put it on this one. Oh, it's the Hopi prophecy, which they made a deal with the devil. It's an Anunnaki, and Anu is another name for the devil. And it's Nostradamus, and he was a Mason. And it's like all this shit all over the internet. These people that say they're preachers, they want everybody's money, everything else. And it's like, what is it, dude? Who's your god? Gods? It's like you don't feel Christ's blood? Whatever the name, but don't tell me it's Buddha. That's another satanic name. Another story. Same with Shiva and all them kind of typical ones. But so it's like fickled preachers wanting your money. You know, everybody's searching for the truth. No, the truth's in your heart. And the document of the King James really is for a English language being the most accurate, although it's very in depth. You still can get some kind of solace and some kind of peace out of that, if you know what I mean, like that. And it's like the old saying. The guy goes, we'll just pick a tiny African tribe. Will you go to hell if you never heard of God? And um, they're like, no. And then so the native, he's like, so then why didn't you tell me? you know. And even the Native Americans, like all of them that I met all over the United States, will be honest enough to tell you that there's good and bad spirits. And they will tell you about the pact that they made with Anu. So what they called the giants weren't physical giants. That because they had more knowledge, they seemed large like that. So well, they were probably more physically fit because they had the best of everything better than. But they will tell you there is the Great Spirit, and that is the Almighty. So anywhere over the world, you have your worshipers of Satanists, and you have your worshipers of God. And even Allah's a iffy word, but talking to like a Muslim friend, then I would say Almighty. out of respect for them, and just tell them that I have deals with the words. And my one friend literally is a Christian with Muslim beliefs now because she was raised Muslim. And now she understands the writings and the teachings of both and can find God within like that. But I'm really so sick of these fickeled ministers trying to get money from people, like they know something you don't, like God doesn't talk to you in your heart just as much as theirs. Like they read so many books, like they're so intelligent, much more intelligent than you'll ever be, when God says the same thing to you in your heart and everybody's heart all over this planet. They're no better. They're just people. People that read maybe a little more. But if you read the same sentence in the Bible, you might get something way more clear, because evidently they are very fickle. They don't know what religion they want to follow. They don't know what religion they want to teach. They don't know who their God is and what the name is. And it's just crazy. And the ones that are animate and say they know the name, that's even crazier. That's like me saying, oh, I know the name of everybody that's going to listen to me. Shit, I'd probably have a better chance guessing who'd be listening to me than they do telling me the name of God. And this isn't just an opinion. This is Masonic teachings that I knew that were put before me so I could expose them. Because I'm of the same bloodline and I was bred for this. Undercover. And that's pretty remarkable of God, that he would put somebody of my bloodline in so many generations. It stopped with my mother, though, unfortunately. But then there was me. And I think that happens in a lot of families now, because, it does say in the Bible that families will be separated and that type of thing. And it seems like bad parents will have good kids, or vice versa. Good kids will have bad parents. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen two really good people in one family. At least as far as I know. I'm talking righteous. I'm talking, you would rather die than lie. And even if you've lied lately, you know how icky it is. Don't you feel like you'd rather die than lie? Yuck, right? So these people out there that say they have so much knowledge, being that they are Masonic and they've got bigger channels. And I'm not saying everybody with a big channel is Masonic.